Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, everybody around the world. Welcome back to another One Piece video featuring your boy, Jinbei. Get ready for a very spicy deck profile featuring OP11 here on the channel, let alone a leader in which has gone under the radar for a lot of people. It seems like this deck is very underrated. Now, mind you, it could be for good reason, but the prices of the cards and stuff are super cheap for this deck to be built. It's a lot of fun, and you definitely can win against some of the top decks in the format. Jinbei, however, this isn't purple-green Luffy, this isn't blue-purple Luffy, but he's still very fun. Competitive, more so of a kind of like a rogue variant, I would say. Still pretty good. Although, what this deck wants to do might be different than what you're used to. Think of the old Eustace Kid from way back in the day, where, if you guys aren't familiar, this deck typically just wanted to rest a lot of cards on board and just attack face. Jinbei is kind of similar, except for he's able to play down Fisherman, which can give other characters rush. For example, Jinbei here, this 6-drop, when it's played on board, you can give another Fishman or merfolk type character, so i.e. like Fisher Tiger, Arlong, or Arlong for example, you know what I mean? You can give these characters rush, and that rush only allows them to attack characters in the turn in which they are played. So for example, if you have Jinbei on board and you decide to throw down an Arlong, typically they can't swing, right? If you activate Jinbei's ability here, you can give a character on the field that's merfolk or, you know, Fishman, the ability to attack other characters. They cannot attack into like the leader or anything, but they can attack other characters that are rested on the board, which is kind of nice. Now, with that being said, Jinbei does have access to a lot of characters that enable him to rest other characters. So for example, Fisher Tiger rests 6, Arlong here off trigger, rests 4 cost, Jinbei himself rests a 5 cost, Fisher Tiger rests anything. So it could be a 10, it could be any, it doesn't matter, just rest a character, which is nice. So I mean, this deck does have a lot of potential. And then you have another very unique card that we haven't seen until this EBO2 came out. This Arlong stops your opponent's characters of 5 cost or less from resting. So, things like Tashigi, for example. When one of your other green characters other than Tashigi would be removed from play, right, by an opponent's effect or what have you, you may instead rest this character. Well, with Arlong, when this is played on board, you can target a character that's 5 cost or less, and that character cannot rest no matter what. So, if you have any form of removal, this cannot protect characters that are on board because they cannot be rested. Does that make sense? And then at the same time, if you're going for, let's say you're going for game or what have you, you're going for face or whatever, and your opponent has blockers on board, like cheap, inexpensive blockers. Beji, for example. Your opponent cannot rest this character to block if you've played Arlong and targeted, you know, said Beji. He cannot block, he cannot rest. It also works for if your opponent is going to attack and you played Arlong on their attacking character, for example, they try to attack, they cannot because you have to rest the character when you attack something. You know what I mean? This card is pretty good, and I think a lot of people probably don't realize how strong it is. Unfortunately, it's only utilized in, you know, Jinbei or Shirahoshi, so there's that, but again, it's a very solid card. It also allows you to give a rested Dawn to your leader, if he's, of course, Fishman or East Blue. Very fun. Now, on top of that, we are utilizing Doflamingo 10-drop, and we are playing around with Electrical Luna. This deck is going to be resting a lot of characters on board and hopefully keep them frozen with Luna and Dofi into the late game. And then, of course, we are utilizing 8 events. Vagabond Drill and Elephant Gatling. Both of these are searchable off of your abilities like Kami, which is kind of nice. So, Kami can draw these characters or these cards for you. Unfortunately, she cannot draw the Fishman Island one, which it does kind of suck, you know, so she cannot get this one. But she can draw this. She can draw Fishman, which is cool. This one she can't draw because it's Fishman Island. Whereas the card text at the bottom here says Fishman and then Fishman Islands. She can acquire Vagabond Drill. She cannot acquire Elephant Galley. Either way, this, spend 1 Dawn, rest a 5-cost character or less on your opponent's side of the board. Also counter plus 3,000 power. The same thing with this one, 3,000 power. And it can rest a 3-cost. On trigger, it rests a 4-cost. So this deck has a lot of resting mechanics. On top of course, the big bad himself, 7-drop Hody Jones. We all know about this guy. And then we are also utilizing Vanderdeckman. A lot of people are not playing with this, which is cool. That's fine. Not a lot of people are playing with Jinbei in general, but Deckman, pretty good. Allows you to pop any character on board, which is nice. You know, you can KO anything as long as you trash the Fishman from your hand. So you don't have to utilize Noah's Ark or anything. You can use Noah's Ark, or you can just trash the Fishman from your hand, and then you can KO a rested character on your opponent's side of the field. So, i.e., we're gonna go ahead and jump to a bunch of games today. Hope you guys are ready for it. Let's get at it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We're gonna dive into a bunch of games today. Coming at you guys with Jinbei playing into Nami in OP11. To be fair, this matchup is going to be pretty interesting, especially with us being super aggressive. I think Nami has a harder time dealing with decks like this, especially for the ones that have multiple events that can be easily blocked. You know what I mean? Like when she swings for 7k, it's easy for us to guard out, therefore she cannot draw a lot of cards. And that's kind of how I like to go into these matchups. It doesn't always happen. As you can see, our hand really doesn't have anything outside of one blocker here. We do, however, get Arlong. And I think Arlong is one of those cards in which people sleep on, especially when it comes to green. There's not a lot of green decks in the current format that are utilizing Arlong, alright? Let's be fair. It's just Jinbei. You're not seeing this in Jewelry Bonnie. You might be seeing it, or you might see it in Yamato coming forward, because it actually is pretty good in that deck list as well. But it does stop Nami from drawing cards, and then you have other decks in the format you can just slow down on curve, especially when it comes to decks in which you know they don't have a lot of characters to play on that specific curve. If you're able to get an Arlong off, it stops the opponent from getting cards out of your hand, and they don't develop a body, typically. You know what I mean? But in any case, I do find the 7-drop Arlong in Jinbei kind of mediocre. It reminds me of Punk Gibson a little bit, except for Punk Gibson rests anything. There are other events that we could also utilize that rest cards, but Arlong does have that 1k counter, and it only rests, 4-cost characters. I haven't ever been in a situation where I want to play Arlong on board. The concept with, how Jinbei allows you to give something rush, right? You'd have to be at 9 Dawn to drop Jinbei on board, right? That's for 6, okay? Math. And then you would have to have 4 Dawn left over. Or sorry, you'd have to be at 10 Dawn, my bad, in order to get this ability to go off. The downside to Arlong is your opponent has to have 5 characters, or 5 cards rested. For whatever reason, it doesn't count Dawn. I don't know why, so that's a little interesting. At least the sim doesn't seem to count Dawn, so I'm not too sure if that's just a contextual thing, or that's the way it's supposed to be, and it has to be characters. It doesn't specifically say characters, it just says has rested cards, right? So, but each their own. Anyway, Beji in Nami is a little weird to me. It's cool though. It does allow her to draw the 8-cost Rush Luffy, assuming that's what she's using it for. But she's also using Eustace Kid and the other 2-cost Capone, so my guess is she's utilizing the 1-cost Luffy Searcher as well. Let's go ahead and get down your boy Fisher Tiger. We're going to go ahead and clear board. Well, at least clear the blocker down, just in case. She gave me the Eustace Kid on the previous turn, so that tells me she might have 1 in hand, or, 1 too many, so we'll find out here. Do the thing. I just want to see if we can get 2Ks out of here. She hasn't really put any pressure down. There's no 5-cost blockers that came up, no nothing, which means we're in a good spot. Also, the 6-drop Fisher Tiger, the one that we just played, he kind of seems a little a little redundant, right? Like his effect on play is really, really good, but his other effect only works if he's KO'd by like a finger pistol, for example, you know? And then he acts like a 4-cost Jinbei, essentially, if he's KO'd by like another effect, which is kind of cool. But I think I haven't got his effect to work just yet. It's just more so I got his on play, you know? So for those of you out there who are wondering why we only utilize 2, that's pretty much it, man. He's just there to rest something. Surprising. I wonder if she's going to bounce back one of these characters to hand again. Goes 9. I guess we're taking this hit. Not really much else we can do about it. I wish we had the event here, but we don't. So we get a Kami. 4 open. Nami typically doesn't play anything for 4 Dawn unless it's a Cavendish, right? In every deck list that I've come up with, at least it's just pretty much Cavendish. Outside of that, it's normally like some spicy tech. So she does have the 1-cost blocker. And it looks like she got a, I think that's the 2-cost, right? I think that's a 2-cost veggie. Oh well. I was thinking she'd get the kid. Yeah, it's 2-cost veggie. So there's the blocker. We get a Deckman. We have a Jinbei here. We'll rest this. We could play Deckman on board and pop something, or pop the blocker. But I guess it just makes sense to run into it and save him for later. There's not really a point of playing Deckman otherwise. Let's just run into it, it's fine. And then we have Kami here. Ooh, these are all really, really good. So we only can take Hody Jones here, or the drill. So save this for later as well. This will force the Nami effect plus an additional card, and we can do another 8k swing as well. And seeing we have 6 in hand, we can just go ahead and restand, and then restand a Dawn. That leader effect is really good, by the way. Jinbei's effect, it's really good. I just wish more people were on this deck, or for whatever reason they're not. I get it, Luffy's are pretty strong right now, but Jinbei's pretty good in his own right. We'll go 8 here. Nice. No trigger, please. She's hesitating. She's probably gonna remove Arlong, if I had to guess. Yep. Unfortunate. Because it's like, what triggers does Nami actually utilize outside of, you know, Soul Pocus, maybe an Amaru here and there. I haven't run it into any Namis that are utilizing things like Thunderbolt and stuff. So it's either a body on board or removal, typically. Okay, so here's the kid. That's the 3rd kid, I believe. Rips off Arlong, which isn't too bad. Because we go up to, what, 10 Dawn next turn, which is pretty good. Because we could potentially drop Doflamingo and then freeze Nami and Kid. Which means Nami cannot use her leader ability, and then Kid is pretty much useless for the rest of the game. Because we can technically just drop Vander Deckman, toss Arlong, and then pop use this Kid, right? We could do that. Instead, we could just play Dofi and then get the extra body on board. Which means we're also safe because she has nothing else on board that's actually a threat. So she'd have to attach Dawn. What are we doing here? Oh, she's searching. That's my bad. Okay, Frankie. Another 2k counter. Yep. So it looks like she's utilizing Law as well. Interesting. This is a weird supernova, like, Straw Hat engine. I'm not sure. Anyway, 5 lead. This will just get her to use her effect. Yep. Cool. And then both of these swings will cost additional cards. The Jinbei one might be free. We'll see. Can we get her to the 0? Okay, there's Zeus. That was close, man. We'll just restand Jinbei here. I think Jinbei takes priority here just because he's able to give something else like Rush. At least, you know, tagging into another character, which is nice. Robin. Okay. I wonder if that was a misplay, actually, because why would you play Robin here? Because you're not going to survive this turn. So why wouldn't you keep that in hand for like a 2k counter for your leader ability or something? Or a 1k, or what have you? You don't get the burn life, so... I think her best bet was just to keep that for a counter. Okay. Oh, that's right, she can't swing. Never mind. We're chilling. She can't draw cards here as long as we counter out as well. I guess it really doesn't matter here. Oh, we throw away. Unless she has a law block. Nope. Okay, cool. Well, I guess if she plays a law blocker anyway, she can't use her leader ability. So there's that. Another Doflamingo. We could Dofi again. We could do that. I think we can win this turn though. We don't need this because she's a 6-drop. I can't really utilize this though on the Robin. Not that we even need to. Let's just go 5 first. This will force her giving the cards. And then we'll do Fisher Tiger and Jinbei, and depending on what she does, we'll either drop Hody Jones or Dofi the free stuff again. Needs 3k here. I guess if this lands, we just win, right? Okay. Okay. I forgot about the Frankie. 1 left. Go 9. I think we could have just... No. I think we had to go 9, right? Just in case that was a 2k counter. What you got here? Watch it be a Veggie. Just to freeze Doflamingo or something. Red Rock. Okay. Well played. Let's go. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Down into another game. Come at you guys with Jinbei playing into Purple Black Luffy. I think this deck got some new spice too, right? Some of them utilize Sanji P, which is kind of weird, but they can, I suppose. The downside with this matchup is he does have the... I think it's a 6-drop Sanji? Or is it the 5-drop Sanji? It's the one that removes characters on board. That is a pain for this deck to deal with. Because all of our bodies that we play down are typically like 6 and under. So, as long as he sees a couple Sanjis to control board somewhat, he should be fine. Perhaps we should play around with, what's the card called? Tashigi a little bit. Just as a 2k counter. I wonder how bad it would hurt the deck. If at all, I guess. I mean, we might not need it. It's just something to consider. I guess we'll play Arlong here and slow him down a little bit. As much as I want to drop the Arlong. Arlong just has that 1k counter. Yeah, that was fine. We'll hold on to the other one. Let's go 6 here. Can I get the 2k early? Cool. So now we have 2 Arlongs to play around with. We can freeze him later as well. We don't have Hody Jones. That's something we're going to have to find here in this matchup. Because Luffy does play a little bit of blockers here. But they also utilize the Gum Gum Giant, which is what I'm worried about. Speaking of Sanji, you're cool. That card's really good. It's just really good. As long as Luffy attaches the Dawn, he's killing things on board. So we have a couple options here. We either play down Fisher Tiger or Fisher Tiger, right? We play down Tiger, we rest this. And then I'd rather get cards out of hand. But we'll go here first. I'm hoping we can clear this. Nice. Okay, let's go 5 lead. That would have felt really bad if you guarded that. Cool. No trigger. Love to see it. Restand ourselves in the Dawn. Now we have a Vagabond Drill here to go up to 8k this turn, which is kind of nice. I think Luffy, of course, is going to develop bodies. Yeah, you would have another one. Hope you step on a Lego. Alright. It's crazy. Don't do it. Just go 7. Alright, guess we're taking this hit too. Well, Arlong. That sucks. In the deck where Arlong triggers do not matter here, because most of Luffy's stuff are going to be +1 anyway. So we either do Jinbei, right? Because Jinbei will rest the Sanji that we attack into it, or we do the Tiger. Jinbei allows me to have more pressure because he's going to want to remove this one way or the other. Oh, that's right. I forgot. I can't rest him, so there's that because he's a 6 dropping out of 5. This card is so weird, man. He's got 5 Dawn. They're rested, but I cannot play this. I guess we'll just freeze the other one. I forgot again. I forgot. It says +1. I do this all the time. It's even worse at locals. Not just for me, but for a lot of people, I guarantee it. Oh well. We'll go 6 here. But yeah, I wanted to play down the Arlong there. Oh, wait a minute. We're at 9, aren't we? Is that math? Oh, wait, hold up. That's not even math. Never mind. I couldn't play Arlong there if I wanted to. I needed 4 Dawn, not 3. Ignore me. It's fine. Bro. Chill. That's what you get. You forgot. That's what you get. You gotta be, like, overzealous there. Super excited. I'm not even mad. But you know what? You know what? We'll pretend Arlong has died. We'll just pretend he's dead. Alright, you got it. You were going to kill him anyway. It's fine. I can't even spell today. Well, I guess he's going to kill him anyway. What is that? What did he just do? Gum Lightning. Interesting. I think this is the only Luffy deck in which I actually see this card played. I suppose it's not bad, but still. Alright, so he's at 6. 3 Dawn open. He's probably going to leave 1 up for Gum Giant, because he only has 3 cards in hand here. I wonder if he's going to pressure me with the other Sanji. If that's the case, we can drop the Tiger to rest the other one, or another Jinbei to rest it. Well, actually, we can't do that. My bad. Because he's a 6, not a 5. So I guess we have no choice but playing the Fisher Tiger to rest it, and then attack into him. Can we get a Hody, please? I need 1 Hody Jones. Because he has 2 Dawn open. We'll counter the first swing. He's going for it, boys. 7. We'll have to drill here. I'll rest that. Not that it matters. Can we please get a Hody? Thank you, game. Thank you. The one time it matters. Let's go. Rest and rest. Okay. I think we have to clear board here. We could pressure, but there's probably no point. So. I'd appreciate it if he would at least guard 1. Just guard 1 of them. Please. Give me some cards here. Like, this has to be the right play, right? Because if we go face, I mean, if he drops another, like, a 10 cost rush Luffy on board, or Big Mom just to heal up, or something, like any other big body, plus leaving 2 Sanjis on board, that does not seem like the way to go. I think we had to clear them there. Or restand the Jinbei. I don't necessarily care too much about the Hody Jones. It's more so that Jinbei has the ability to give something, you know, rush. So he's a little bit more valuable. Alright, so he is at 10. Which is kind of scary. His late game is pretty terrifying if he gets there. It's just he utilizes so many good cards. But he also needs to keep up Dawn here while putting blockers on board. For Nosuke. Interesting. Sure. Unless his hand's pretty bricked up here. Yep. 6, sure. So he's definitely leaving up the Dawn for the Giant. What do we get? Actually, we can counter this. That's fine. Because if we go to 0, we just lose, right? Or if we go to 1, we just lose. Unless he Dawns up Frankie more, then we're kind of in trouble. Yeah, we're kind of in trouble here. I was thinking he'd leave up the other Dawn for another Giant. Alright, so we get nothing, really. Arlong kind of helps out here. We can freeze him as well. We'll toss the Jinbei here. Okay, so now we'll run 5 into the Frankie. Which is fine. Tiger doesn't really get us any value here. We just rest another character, which we're only going to rest the Law, so it's kind of pointless to do that. Arlong's the same, because I can't do anything with the Arlong due to Frankie being a 5. So, we try to... Oops. That's my bad. That's my bad. Don't even yell at me. I already called it out. It's my fault. I did it. I messed up. I should have just gave the Arlong rush and then ran Arlong into the Furnosuke there. And then went 5 lead. Now it's a little too late. Man, that sucks. We'll just... Yeah. I get it, boys. It's my bad. It's my bad. Alright, if we lose, we lose. It is what it is. Let's see if we can get Luffy to 0 at the very least, because we can go 11-11 here. Because Giant, he needs Giant, a 2k, and then a 1k counter to get out of at least one of these swings. But I think if we can put him on 0, we potentially could win the game. Potentially. So I guess he plays... We have 1 2k in hand, right? And then a 1k counter. So we can go up to 8. I guess if you play Sanji down, the Rush Sanji, the 7-drop one, we still lose. Right? No. We can guard 1 and take the other hit, so that's fine. Yeah, we'll be alright. Cool. And we'll pass it over. Interesting enough, he hasn't used any Giants yet. Which is kind of strange. He definitely has to have them. He has 8 cards in hand here. We haven't seen a single one all game. And the only bodies he's played down was Sanji to remove my stuff. Which, like I mentioned, it really hurts Jinbei. It's just like playing Shirahoshi and they Gravity Blade you. Yeah, we lose here. That sucks, man. He had 10-drop Luffy. That's awful. I think we played the game well. But there's not really much else I can do about this 10-drop Luffy here, man. We don't have any events. If we did have an event, we could potentially get out, right? Because we just dropped the event, go up to 8k, and give him 3k counter in hand, so we would be able to at least survive for the following turn, in which I think we can get away with and win. But because even if that's a 2k, I think we lose. Is that math? No. If it's a 2k, we actually win. Yeah. Yes, it goes to 9. Yeah. We win if it's a 2k counter. That's all we need. I mean, yeah, that's it. We win. We got this. No questions. Alright, never mind. We lost. If only, man. If only that was a 2k. You got it. Like I said, we played well. I mean, he's off meta. We're off meta. Quote by quote unquote. So why not, right? I mean, Arlong got some buffs here too this set. With all the new fishmen, so. And that's also one deck that I've never featured on the channel. Not a single time. Have I ever played it? Nope. Not once either. Maybe we should do that. Alright, maybe we should play some Arlong at some point. That sounds like fun. Hawkins, huh? Interesting. I guess he utilizes every good trigger in the game, so there's that. This is going to be scary now I think about it. Because every time I hit him, he just gets a body on board. It's probably my luck. I guess we're just going to poke here. We don't have anything to play for 4, typically. Well, we could have played 2 blockers down, which is probably smart. Please no trigger. Thank you. Cool. Alright. We can breathe easy. Maybe. Okay, cool. We're good. $5 Dawn. Sure. You got it. What if he drops like Onami and goes banish my face? I've seen some decks that run that. I guess he's only swinging for 8 though, right? Drops Nami, does banish thing for 8, plays another body on board. Okay, never mind. Goes 9 lead. Plays Arlong. Oh man, that sucks actually. Ooh, that's rough. I definitely do want to keep the drill though. What am I talking about? Never mind. I was thinking I was playing Arlong. It's my bad, my bad. Alright. So now we can't swing. Let's drop Fisher Tiger on board. We'll rest this. We'll go 7 into it. Because I can't do anything else. I can't swing, so. Can we clear it, please? Okay. It's going to be a rough game, boys. It's going to be a rough game. He's got 2 pretty big bodies on board. Basil is just very, very annoying to deal with. I'm always going to lose a life, you know, one way or the other with that card. Arlong just swings for 7 every turn. Okay, never mind. Swings for 6. We'll give you the 2K here. It's easy to guard out. You have a way to remove Tiger. I don't think so. 5. Sorry, Hammond. We should have used you earlier. It's my bad. Instead of swinging with the Akemi. Oh, okay, that's the thing. Yep. You got it. So now I can't swing with Tiger next turn. You might as well just go wide here. Or high here. Tall. Whatever you want to call it. There's the banished Nami. Only goes 7 though. I guess that's really all he needs. There's a drill. It's definitely going to be a tough game. We have enough for Tiger, actually, and Luna. So, we'll rest this. And then we'll go 5 into that. Which isn't too bad. Or 6, my bad. I almost messed up again. You would counter out. Yep. We'll go ahead and Luna this. It's not really doing all too much. It does protect us from 2 swings though, which is kind of nice. But still. Restand this, restand that. What kind of top end does he play outside of Odie Jones? I really don't know. Maybe 7-drop Big Mom, maybe? Maybe that's the thing. 10-drop Ace? Not sure. I'm not really familiar with Arlong's top end, typically. There's Dofi. That's pretty good for us. What you got in hand here? Nope, just goes 9. I need you to relax. Just chill. Our hand sucks. Stop. At least we have the Gatling, or sorry, the Elephant Gatling to survive, maybe. Try to clear board here a little bit. Okay. That's pretty good. Let's Dofi it up. We'll just freeze some characters here. And then we'll pass it over. You know, we probably should have swung 6. No, that's right. I think that play was right. Just in case. No. Yeah, we probably should have swung 6 into it. We got more cards out of hand. But it's okay. We got 2 events here. He's got 2 in hand. I think we might be able to win game here. As long as he doesn't get a good trigger, we should be chilling. Okay, never mind. He got one. I should have known better. Now we cannot win game here. I think going for board is probably the way we need to do it. Like, honestly. As much as I want to put him on 0, you know what I mean? So how about we clear board, we take the 1 damage from Hawkins, we drop a blocker down, and then we leave Dawn up for double event. I think that might be enough. It might be. But we probably lose if we do that, so. And you have the counter. Alright. Guess we're just SOL. Restand one of these guys, get 1 Dawn back. Alright, here we go. What you got? Top deck's pretty good. That's pretty good. So he's got 3 attacks this turn, and I have 1 life left. I think we can get out of this, though. He's got 5 Dawn open up. We will use the drill. Just in case. I think if we take this hit, he just stacks everything, right? And we lose. So. There's not really much else he can do here, I don't think. And we still have to use the Elephant Gatling. Because he'll be a 9k with Arlong otherwise, right? Then we can take this hit here. Well, I guess we can take either of these swings now. So he attaches Dawn to the other Arlong, goes 7 perhaps, then goes 7 with lead, and then we just guard out. Okay, never mind. Just going for body. Cool. Alright, man. This was a tough game. Should be free. As long as he doesn't draw a Veggie, we might be okay. Okay, Hawkins. And good game, man. Thankfully that wasn't a Veggie or 0 cost event, otherwise we just got cooked. Well played. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we'll probably play maybe like 2 or 3 more games after this one. Maybe, at most, depending on how long these ones go. The last one was actually pretty spooky, man. Arlong put up much more of a challenge than I thought he was going to. But I think that's because I don't typically run into Arlong, and I think a lot of people kind of are unprepared, you know, to be fair. But it was a pretty good match. I think he does have some new stuff too with the new set, so that might be something I'll look into here soon. But there's some other decks I want to get into here, like utilizing some more stuff with Nami here. I want to play around with some Purple Yellow Crocodile with the new 8-cost Katakuri. Yeah, got to play a little bit of spicy stuff. And then I want to do some other off-meta takes, as well as some new stuff from the new set. Why would you play Onami Banish for 6k swing? Interesting. That's a little weird, isn't it? But alright. We'll take those. Another one. Nah, man. You can't have this for free. I'm sorry. Rest that one. get a Kami here. Okay, so we have enough for Tiger and Kami this turn. Well, that sucks. Can't take this either, which is awful. So I guess we're taking the Arlong. Unfortunate. Yeah, like I said before, the Fishman Island down there is completely different than Fishman, so you gotta be mindful of that when you're out there playing a local scene and stuff. People will probably try to get one over on you. I'll run into this, and then we'll run into the other one here. Just in case he decides to don up Dynamis and swing on me. Let's clear this as well. There we go. Restand, restand. Now give me an event off life. Okay, never mind. That's a Red Hawk. You're cool. Nice. We'd love to see it. X-Drake. Interesting. We'll go ahead and just rest that with Fisher Tiger, then run into it. I don't understand why you just play that on board. That's a little weird to me. And let's go... We'll go 5 and 5 here. Hopefully just get more cards out of hand. Okay. Cool. Hey, I don't feel so bad for that. That's nice. Restand. This is a very hard matchup for us, by the way, just because Kid can just... If we freeze something, he can just restand it with his leader ability. So Doflamingo is a little bit harder to utilize here. And he does heal quite a bit. And speaking of Dofi, I can't even play him here, so that's awful. But what we can do, we can play Hody. So let's go ahead and play Hody. We'll rest Law and then 1 Dawn. Just in case he's utilizing something a little spicy. We get an Arlong off that. I think we'll just attack life here with Jinbei and Tiger. And we'll see how he'll react. Because I'm willing to run 9k with Hody into Law just to get another card out of hand here. This one he should take, because he wants to 7-drop Law. At least I would think so. And then the Tiger he could guard out. But I think he wants to take this hit. So I can only go 11 into Law with Hody, and I don't think we'd be able to clear it. And if he does have the counter, we don't have enough Dawn left over to play down a blocker. So I think either way, we would be cooked. So I think this is better. Okay, so there's Robin. We'll go 6 lead here. Sure, he had a lot of counter in hand. I'll restand this one. Just because Hody is an 8k, it's a little bit easier for us to guard out. Never mind. Never mind. Zeus. Unfortunate. Every time I don't expect to see Zeus, I see Zeus. In every yellow deck now. So, always expect to see Zeus, ladies and gentlemen. Every time. It's probably wrong to do this, but... No, actually we have to. He's at 8 Dawn. He's going to play Kid here and burn my other life. If we take this hit, we're just cooked. So I think we have to dump hand. Or rest of that, and then give him the rest of the cards we have. He's going to play... Yep. I was thinking either it's going to be a Kid or another Law. Because we know he has a Law. Never mind, he trashed it. He doesn't have Law anymore, unfortunately. Unless he had another one in hand anyway. Let's see if we can get the Kid to block here. We should be able to get it to block, I hope. Because we already know it's a Shirahoshi. We don't know the last card in hand, though. Cool, we got the block. Let's go ahead and do the thing. It's pretty good. We're attacking the Zeus here. Why would you... Alright. That's fine, I guess. Doesn't really matter what we restand here. Because he's going to be able to restand another character at the end of the turn anyway with his ability. What happened? Wait. Oh, okay. I was like, wait, why did Zeus restand? But now I realize. That makes sense. We froze the other 3 to... That's fine. There's a blocker, sure. Law restands that as well. I need to top deck a Hody Jones or an Arlong here. Yo, let's go. I mean, Deckman doesn't really do much here. This is what we need. This will work. Because now we can freeze the Shirahoshi. This way it cannot block, right? Because it can't rest itself. So let's do this on Shiro. And then we have enough attacks to go for game here. That's math, right? It doesn't really matter if we go 9k, he still has to guard. So, and we know he's got the Law and Life there. Potentially that's a 2k counter. So, we can just go heavy here on Jinbei as well. Actually, let's go 5 on Kami. Or 6, sorry. Math's hard. Okay, so we did have the last 2k counter. So now we win. Well played, man. Yes, sir. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this will be the last game of the day. We did play against a Law after the Eustace Kid. It just was not worth doing, to be fair, man. I mean, it was a whole lot of just like sitting while Law was thinking, and he ended up surrendering the game on turn 8, I believe. He was at 2 life left, and he just gave up the game. So it wasn't really worth watching, I don't think. Because like I said, I kind of was just sitting there, and basically I would just be talking while Law was just sitting there thinking. There was just no point, really. Just one of those type of games. Anyway, this will be the last game for the day. Then we'll dive back into the end of the deck list, and I will leave you guys, unfortunately, until next time. And next time, we should be doing either Shirahoshi or Yamato. And I think Yamato... Actually, I'll put a poll up at the end of this video. I'll put a poll up. Shirahoshi or Yamato for the next video. Alright, there you go. And then we'll dive into some more spicy variants of decks and some off-meta leaders with some spice as well. Very excited for this set, man. Like, I'm super stoked. Any case, let's dive into this matchup here against Luffy. I think one of the cool things here in this matchup, we have numerous ways of resting characters and attacking into them. So no matter what, we will always be able to get cards out of hand here. And Luffy typically doesn't have removal. So we're kind of free to just put down bodies on board, which is kind of nice. I mean, he does have access to things like Ragnarok, but let's be fair, I haven't seen a Luffy that's utilizing that, so typically they don't run removal, so, which is kind of nice. There's now run 5 Dawn, and he needs to see Pudding here, I'd imagine. Like, that's the ideal curve play, right? So, he's swinging with Robin. Okay. I guess you gotta make do with what you can. But it is a little weird. Gonna go 5. We'll give you Tiger. Does he go 7? He goes 6. We'll give you the 2k. I just want to guard out a little early here, just in case he's utilizing the 6-drop Luffy. That allows him to attack multiple times. I'm gonna try to save my blockers until I absolutely have to, you know? Let's get down on Jinbei here, just cause. I don't necessarily want to attack into the Robin right now. Let's just go 5 phase while we have an opportunity of doing so, considering he's not 6k. So, come on, buddy, take the hit. Or, I mean, I guess don't take the hit, but take the hit. Never mind. All right, so we get the 2k. Now let's not do it because he didn't play Sanji P, right? That turn. So that kind of tells me either he doesn't have it or he just wanted to utilize the Dawn to swing. I would think if he had it, he would have played it. Because why else would you just attach Dawn to Robin to swing? That doesn't make any sense. So if he doesn't have it and we decided to clear the Robin and he was able to draw it there, okay, maybe he got off the top deck. Maybe he got off the top deck. Because it doesn't make any sense otherwise, like I said. It seems a little weird to me. But in any case, so Sanji P should be a 6 cost this turn. Or sorry, a 7 cost. If he does the stage ability. Ooh, we have Hody Jones. I forgot about that. This might be pretty good for us, actually. Depending on what else he plays here. Because I am not against playing Hody on our following turn this early. It does pressure Luffy. We are able to rest the Dawn, so we cannot use any Gum Gum Giants, and we can just deal damage. He does have 5 Dawn open as well, so this could be another Sanji P this turn. Oh, okay. Robin is going to get some miles, boys and girls. So that would mean Luffy swings for 7, and then he leaves up 1 Dawn for Giant, probably. Oh, he's going 6 this time, so he actually can make me work. Unfortunate. I mean, I can only take 1 hit here. Ooh, unfortunate. Perhaps we should have used our drill, to be fair. I guess we'll use it here. Alright, what you got? Yep, +2. And he's gonna save that for Giant, right? Unless he plays a, what's left? A Nami Searcher? Cool. Let's see, if we play Hody, I guess we'll play it over the Kami, right? Then we have enough Dawn for another drill, which is good. We'll rest this, then we'll rest the Dawn. So we get another Arlong here, unfortunate. I don't want to go face, because it just gives him cards, right? I kind of want to run into the Sanji. This way he's forced to give me cards out of hand, instead of just getting cards off life, so... I think it's very unlikely that we clear this, but still. I mean, we might clear it. I guess he would be completely bricked up if we do. Come on. You don't need it. He most certainly does need it, but I'll take it. Come on, Luffy, man. Wake up. We got things to do today. Okay. So he actually gave us the Sanji P. That's crazy. We'll go into Robin here. Now's the time. Sure. And now he gets another Robin. Or sorry, now he gets another Sanji P here. Also, he only goes to 7 Dawn and not 8 next turn, which is actually really good for us. We'll go 6. Then we'll go 8 with Hody. Nice. There's no way his hand is this bricked. Alright. Where we stand, Jinbei and our Dawn. Yeah, why would he... He's got 10 cards in hand, you're telling me he has no counter. Or he just wanted the life. I don't know. It's not like he was starved or anything. Right? Because he just got 2 cards off life. Yeah, he wasn't starved at all. Because all we have to do now is find another Hody Jones, right? To rest the Dawn. Or play down a Fisher Tiger to rest a blocker. And win game that way. Because on our following turn here, we just stack everything on Hody, go face, put him to 0, and then pass. We have the drill. We have 2 life left, so I think we're chilling. I think that's probably our best case scenario here. Plays Gamma Knife though, by the way. Makes me at 3,000 power, which is weird. Then plays Zoro Juro here. Alright, so he gets a 2k counter. 1 Dawn open for the Giant. Because we haven't seen one all game. So, just gotta assume. +2. Minus his Dawn. Sure, leader ability. He's definitely going to try to clear Hody, though. Sure. He doesn't play any characters down that have, like, pop mechanics, so I'm not sure why he decides to Gamma Knife, unless he's just going to attack into it with leader. So I'm guessing Gamma Knife is there for tech against Eustace Kid, which makes sense. Or I guess Eustace Kid and the 8-cost Katakuri now, right? So, I mean, Gamma Knife is really, really good. I'm just not sure if that's the correct play right now. Alright, so you got 0-cost event off the first Nami. And what you're getting this time around. Okay. That's fine. So I guess we just guard here, right? Because we need to keep this on board no matter what. There's our first blocker. And now we just stack everything on Hody, put him to 0 life and pass turn. Because he only has 2 attackers this turn. Leader and then the Zoro. And we have a decent bit of counter. Alright, cool. We got it, boys. Look at that. 3 giants in hand. So he's got, yeah, 3 giants in hand, 1 Don open. So he guarantees one of those. He's got 1 2K, 1 Zoro. Those came off the search from the Nami, the 0 cost and the Zoro. So he only has 4K counter in hand plus giant. So this would mean he giants, he goes up to 10K. And he draws Nami, and it looks like Zoro here. I think I'm going down too far. Yeah, so it looks like Zoro and Nami is what he's going to draw. So that's an extra 2K. So we would have to go... We'd have to go 17,000 to face. Because 1 giant pushes him up to 10. He drops 2 2K counters, which makes him go to 14. He discards a 0 cost event and probably the stage to go to 17. And then he has to get rid of the Zoro to go to exactly 18K. So Hody would put him to 0. And then we just swing in with Jinbei in 1 game. Yo. Pretty good. Pretty good. I think that's math though, right? Someone correct me if I'm wrong. Either way, let's get into it. See you guys in a split second. Let's go. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to the end of the video. I do hope you guys enjoyed this one. It was a lot of fun, especially playing with another deck in which you don't typically see here on the channel and or at local scene right now. I think Jinbei is one of those decks I think a lot of people are going to utilize as a pet deck. You know what I mean? Like just like a deck to build on the side for fun type aspect. But I also think he can be competitive. He's very rogue, if you will, and I think a lot of people are not going to be ready for this deck because you're not going to be having a lot of practice into it. But Jinbei in himself, I think this list and or what you can build right now in the current format is still pretty good. It will get a lot better though when we gain access to the promo Shirahoshi. This is very similar to the old Jinbei, and I'm pretty sure everyone knows what Jinbei we're talking about. It's very familiar to this Jinbei. You know, you're able to play another character from your hand at 4 costs or less, you know, if you're a Warlords, etc., etc. But if you look at the Shirahoshi, this one allows you to play 5 cost or lower, Sea King or Fishman type, which is really, really good. And if it's a Sea King, you can rest this character and give that character rush, which technically can make it attack other characters for the turn it's played, which is really good. But what you're looking at is Sea King or Fishman. Jinbei can utilize this and then get multiple characters on board, which is nice. Because now, if you look at the island, this says Fishman Island type, which is different from, for example, Jinbei here says Fishman, Fishman Island, and Sun Pirates, right? It has to say Fishman Island for you to utilize this effect. If it just says Fishman, it cannot work, so please do be mindful when you're at locals and someone tries to do something like this on you. It has to say Fishman Island. But in any case, Jinbei has access to things like, I don't want to butcher this, but we have the Octopus here, which is really, really good. It's a 5-drop that you can play off this ability, which is kind of cool. There are other cards here as well that you can utilize this, like Aladdin or Aladdin. Again, sorry if I butchered this, but there's a lot of characters that Jinbei can also utilize and get more bodies on board, which is going to make this a lot of fun. But I think this is going to be more so for Shirahoshi builds, but Jinbei can also play around with this as well and get some bodies on board and have a good time. Either way, I think this is going to be my list going forward for Jinbei. There are some other changes in here I might be looking to play around with, like going down the Arlongs here, at least running maybe 2 copies. This is just typically for a trigger for me, and I think there's other cards that I can utilize in this deck list to get a little bit more value here, but that's going to be for another video. I do hope you guys enjoyed this one. It was a lot of fun, and I will catch you guys in the next deck list here, in which I will put a poll up here on the channel, whether it's going to be Shirahoshi or, of course, Yamato. This has been your boy Pause Plays. Hope you guys like this video. That way you can get these things floating around. I'm going to catch you guys in the very next one. Stay safe out there.